truth, this is the place for you. Don't need to complicate it, it's best to keep it basic. Open the book, the word itself approved. He's Alpha and Omega, the answer since the early ages. What you should do is learn about the greatest. Just so you know, our door is always open. Let's study together instead of debating. Share our differences, let love heal all that's broken. If you need truth, this is the place for you. Don't need to complicate it, it's best to keep it basic. Open the book, the word itself approved. He's Alpha and Omega, the answer since the early ages. What you should do is learn about the greatest. Just so you know, our door is always open. Let's study together instead of debating. Share our differences, let love heal all that's broken.
Shalom Aleichem to each and every one.
If you need truth, this is the place for you. Don't need to complicate it, it's best to keep it basic. Open the book, the word itself approved. He's Alpha and Omega, the answer since the early ages. What you should do is learn about the greatest. Just so you know, our door is always open. Let's study together instead of debating. Share our differences, let love heal all that's broken. If you need truth, this is the place for you. Don't need to complicate it, it's best to keep it basic. Open the book, the word itself approved. He's Alpha and Omega, the answer since the early ages. What you should do is learn about the greatest. Just so you know, our door is always open. Let's study together instead of debating. Share our differences, let love heal all that's broken.
All right, let go. Come on, let go. Get it, hey, get it, hey, get it, hey. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. That's the wrong party. Well, shalom to each and every one of you. So glad you're here. Hope that you're enjoying yourself today. We're going to get started into our time of study and our time of concern for the writ. Let's talk about some stuff. Let's get into it. It is a time for the Bible Book Club. Father, we come before you, thanking you for grace, help, hope, peace, and strength, trusting in you that all things from you are as you have designed and desired, that they will be our destiny, that we should walk in you and toward you for your glory, your namesake, and for your praise. There is none like you in all the earth, and we give all that we are to you. We surrender everything we know or think we know about ourselves, and then thereby you. And we ask you to teach us what we don't know so we can be where you need us to be for your glory, for your namesake, and literally for your praise. So today, we repent for any and all sins, every thought and idea that came into us, that comes out of us, or that flirts around in our minds. We surrender now. We come out with our hands up, asking you to be everything we need to show us every place we should be, so that your name and your glory be made exposed, and that your purpose will be seen in the earth. We just want to be ambassadors of you and your kingdom. Father, we're going to do our best to let the words of our mouths and the meditations of our heart be acceptable in your sight, Yahweh. You are our strength. You are our Redeemer. You are our hope, and you are our peace. For all things that is joy, your grace alone is everything we need. And we're asking you right now to hear our prayer. Thank you for salvation, and come be about our world. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, we pray and we say, Amen. All of you dropping in on us from the Facebook and YouTube side of the world, you can let us know where you're coming from, where you're hailing from. Just let us know what continent you're on if you want to, or what state you're in, or what county you might be rocking with. Just let us know. It's all good. I think we're back at that phase again where we're losing a lot of our viewership, both on Clubhouse and on Facebook. But I guess people's lives are busy. The summer's kicked in. It's the bikini time of the year. It's the Speedo time of the year. So everybody out doing them in the summertime. Summertime. Yeah, it's summertime. All right, but let's get into the word today. We stopped off in the book of Bereishit, chapter and number 28. Bereishit 28, Genesis chapter 28. Come on, get your Bibles, get your eyes over there. Those of you viewing online, I'll share my Bible with you if you don't mind, so that you can have an understanding of where we are at all times. We'll be opening up our concordances and our transliterations with the pronunciations, helping you understand what the concordance looks like when it's properly used and how we should read the writ together in the holiness of his glory. Genesis, Bereishit, chapter 28, verse number 10 is where we stopped at. I'm going to pick back up from verse 1. We had a lot to catch up on last week, so just join me in this. Hey, Jamaica. Hey, New Jersey. I see y'all out there. All right. Okay. There you go. Jamaica in the place. Bless y'all. Genesis, Bereishit, chapter number 28, verse number 1 says, and Itzhak called. Y'all can share in the chats if y'all want to share in the chats. Thank you, Mary Walker. Hey, shalom to you. I didn't see your chat. I'm gonna stop and say shalom to you because you actually did something. Shalom to you. I'm doing it on purpose. I want you to see that I care about the fact that you said something in my chat. Shalom to you, Mary. Appreciate you. Send. Boom. There you go. All right. Let's get back to the study now. Love you more, I promise you. Bereishit 28:1. Itzhak called to Jacob and blessed him and charged Jacob and said unto him, thou wilt not take a wife of the daughters of Canaan. Now, you know we got to go back. Chapter 27. Come on, follow me through. Let's go. Hey there, Georgia. I see you coming in. Good to be with you. Y'all share this page and like this page and make a comment in the threads when you come in. I got 13 people looking at us, but I got 3 people that gave us a heart and a sign on YouTube and or Facebook. 13 people, that's it. Well, it's Thursday, but all 13 of y'all, would you please hit heart sign, hit like sign? If not, make a comment in the thread. We'd really like to have that happen. Just say shalom, because we speak shalom over your life. Bereishit 27, verse number, we're going to start down at verse number 39. And Itzhak his father answered and said unto him, behold, your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. This is him blessing Esau. Verse 40, and by the sword shalt you live and shall serve your brother. Esau talking, Itzhak talking to Esau. And it shall come to pass when you shall have dominion that you shall break his yoke, your brother's yoke, off of your neck. Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then, after that's over, will I slay my brother Jacob. Premeditated days of mourning. Now, I want to talk about days of mourning before we get out of this chapter. Again, I think we quickly hit it on the last go through. Hey, Arthur, D. Arthur. Hey there, C. Marie. Good to see you, bro. Listen. In verse number 41, Esau said he hated Jacob because of the blessing that the father put on him. Then he made a statement out of his heart. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak. He said, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Now, those of you who've been with us last week, how many of y'all remember when, in fact, Jacob, okay, let me not say that. Let me say this. Scratch that question. Let me put it this way. I want y'all to remember that in verse 1 of this chapter, Jacob called, or Itzhak called to Esau so he could bless him. He made a statement that said, while I am of sound mind, right? I can't see, but I am of sound mind. Let me bless you now while we good. So when Esau turns around 42 verses later and says these specific words, he says that he said in his heart, the days of my father's mourning are at hand, which means that we get this thing of mourning mixed up with our grieving process. So when you're talking about the time of death, when a person has come to the sunset of their life, the sunset of their life, you that are close to your loved ones should start to know when the languishing of the body, the natural course of action for your body starts to happen. For your mom, your dad, your favorite uncle, your authority figure, whomever it may be, you should have the opportunity to begin to mourn them, meaning start remembering the good about them, start creating new memories with and for them. Y'all got that? So when you start doing that, you are in the mourning process. You're appreciating them. Everything that they do, graduations, any kind of party they have, you're processing what it's going to be like to be without them. Mourning is not just at the time of death. I want y'all to get that. And if y'all can, somebody do me a favor, type it in. You know what? I'll type it in. Mourning is not just at the time of transition, meaning death. All right. So mourning is not just at the time of transition, meaning death. Mourning is while you have them with you. You are appreciating them. You are realizing what they offer in life and what they offer to you and all that goes along with that. But at the end of the day, you are making it your business to let them know and you yourself know it's time for us to start getting closure, realizing that you will transition soon unless the rapture takes place. And that's an okay thing. Mourning is an okay thing. Can I give y'all a piece of advice real quick? I need your permission.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to give y'all a piece of advice. I want y'all to get this. When you have a loved one who is with you and you know that they're getting older, stop acting like getting insurance on them is a bad thing. And stop acting like getting insurance on them tells them you're waiting for them to die. No other culture, and I'm talking to Black people right now, African Americans. No other ethnicity has this problem but you. The mourning process means you start setting things in order, getting your affairs in order. Notice he says, the days of mourning, my father, are at hand. Dude didn't die for almost 10 years later. He realizes the sunset of my father is here. My father realizes his sunset is present, and he's going to empower me and transition me into the head of the family. The mourning of my father is at hand. After my father and mourning are over and he passes away, and we do the grief and we do the burial, because you're setting yourself up in mourning for the ultimate transition. And this is how you African American, particularly Christian people, stop looking like idiots and fools at funerals. I said it out loud. I'll say it until the day I'm dead. And I'm sick of doing funerals with the foolishness we do. You mourn the person. Don't come to the funeral talking about, oh my God, I loved him. And 5 years earlier, you haven't come by to say, hey, hi, pot, throw out the trash. Can I help you go somewhere? Did you need medication? Do you want some water? I just came by to play spades with you. Nothing. But at the funeral, oh my God, they gone too. So sit your butt down. Matter of fact, ushers, take them out the church. Meet me at the graveyard. Mourning is a real process. In mourning, there is a part of mourning that means you start to prepare elements for life and after their life. You may predecease them, but you got your affairs in order. You are letting them know you love, you care, you think of, you're concerned about them, all of those wonderful things. But all this shenanigans and foolishness we do, coming into the church, crying and snotting and trying to climb into the coffin and climbing over the chair, falling back, and you know you 642 pounds. Ain't nobody catching you. You rear back like that if you want to, and you gonna hit that. I'm not picking you up. Coming here with that foolishness. So mourning. Mourning is a process that we need to get in our head. Starts long before the person dies, before the person ends up in hospice, before the person ends up in intensive care. That was the part I want to drop with y'all. Is that okay? Or y'all not feeling that?
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Oh, I know it's okay, but do y'all get it?
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we do we do some foolishness. There's other groups, but not quite like we do. All because we don't understand mourning. We think mourning is when someone dies and you go in. Right? No, mourning begins before grief, and mourning lingers after grief. Grief is the transition, because now you've been preparing for some time to know, all right, they're going to leave us. You ain't going to have no hyperventilation moment. You ain't going to have no heart attack and go into cardiac arrest when the actual funeral takes place, or the viewing takes place, or the announcement of their death at 10-12 p.m. You're not going to lose your mind. You will be setting yourself up to know, and they will be knowing their time of transition is going to come. Most people who do prepare and mourn properly, they transition real sweet. Your family transitions real sweet. And you don't let drama and other people come in there and, oh my God, and everything is in order. You get your wills straight. Y'all, please get wills. Y'all, please, pretty please, get not only wills, but get insurances in place. I don't ever in our ministry want anybody passing a hat to pay for the last rite ceremonies. It should not need to be. You should have insurance on your life. You should have insurance on your car. You should have insurance on your house. Let me repeat, you should have insurance on your life. Any idiot thinking that you get insurance on someone that's deep to you in your life thinks that you're trying to kill them for the insurance policy. You probably need to separate from them. No reason in the world should your death cause me debt. Get the insurance. Y'all okay with that? Because every other cultural and ethnic group does. Every grandchild should have an insurance policy on their grandparents. Now you're leaving your children something. Allow them to pay for that insurance policy while you're yet living, while you have soundness of mind, and stop thinking they're going to try to kill me. Just give them enough that when you pass on 10 grand, you can't do nothing with 10 grand, but they can do something with that 10 grand, get their credit somewhere straight, get a car. That car will always remind them of you. I want everyone in my family, brothers, sisters, mom, dad, cousin, whoever, have a policy on me. Pay for it. Now, you pay for it. But I have no problem with you having a policy on me. When I pass away, you should prosper. Nothing like getting a check from the insurance company because I passed away. How better will you remember me? Okay, so that's not Bible Book Club. My bad. But y'all learned though, didn't y'all? Nobody? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Get it on your cousin. If you got a friend, get it on your friend. Listen, get one on your pastor. I don't get it. You get it. The deceased don't get it. You get it. I'm cool with you getting a policy on me. Because I want you to prosper when I'm gone. Should I predecease you? Y'all never heard this kind of conversation, have y'all?
No, not at all. Nope.
All your peers are doing it, though. Get a policy on your children. Parents, you'd hate to think about it, but do it. You never know what's going to happen. Be prepared. That's just extra money. Fine. But when they're gone, how much extra money is going to take out of you, and drama and everything else that you're not prepared for your child's whatever. Now, if your child has an insurance policy that covers their funeral, that's wonderful too. But maybe if you got a policy on your child, you could give that money to their children when they're gone, and that could be a blessing from their parents to them. Though the child, y'all get the point. Let me get off of that. Stop acting like getting insurance is this horrible thing. Because your peers are on the come up every time somebody died. Only in the Black community does everybody go in debt. In other communities, these people are on the come up. They got a $250,000 policy on that person. They got a $500,000 policy on that person. They got a $30,000 policy on that person. At that funeral, they're not crying. We the only ones crying. They not crying. They toasting. Yo, salute. Let me pour one out for my dead homie. You know, they ain't crying. I got 30 grand when this over. I got 100 grand when this over. We the only ones crying at funerals. Y'all know that? The way we cry. You think there's a connection? I do. I do too many funerals and I see too much. I'm just telling y'all that on the low. Okay, I got to go now. Call your mom, say, Mom, Dad, I just want to get a policy on you so that this way everything is in order. Even if you only get a policy enough to cover the funeral costs. An average funeral right now shouldn't be so high, is 11 grand, 12 grand. That's with your little car and your horse and your casket and all that stuff. Find out what you need to do. We're in Bible Book Club. I'm going. I trust you, but this is in the Bible. I'm teaching you how to mourn. Mourning is not grief. Grief is a separate entity. Mourning starts before the death. Mourning sets all things in order. Get your affairs in order. Tie up your loose ends. That's what the man said here in the verse 41. We are in Bereishit 27:41. Esau hated his brother. Watch what it says. He hated his brother because of the blessing. And then if you read it again, the days of mourning of my father are at hand. After that, I'm going to kill my brother. We're talking about mourning, stuff that you just let slip by. And everybody who's a part of this and the ethnicity that these people, Esau is a part of, Jacob is a part, they do it every day. Insurance policies on everybody. And everybody got insurance policies on everybody. So Uncle Ned, I got a policy on him. Aunt Peaches, I got a policy on her. We don't think like this. That's why at every funeral we crying and losing our mind, because that's what we call, yo, can I get a 20 at you for about 2 days? I just need $20. Auntie, can I get $20? All right. Well, you know what? Put a policy on Auntie. Just go and find out what it takes to have a policy on your auntie, your uncle, your cousin, and let them know. And if they too ignorant to think that you're trying to kill them, that's another problem. That's a whole different vein of thought. Understand why we are the weirdest funeral having people on the planet. I said that out loud because I officiate so many. We need to stop. We need to do better. All right. Let's move on. If I see a GoFundMe, if anybody in our ministry puts up a GoFundMe, please don't associate yourself to me. You want to GoFundMe? Go and take $35 a month and put the policy on whoever you got next to you for $5,000, $3,000 for an insurance policy for death benefits, so that you don't have to be carrying a debt once they're gone. You dig the hole to put them in, not you and your finances. Got it? You don't go into a hole because of death. Death is as much a part of life as life is. And in death, you prosper even the more. Watch this. When Messiah died, didn't we prosper? See, y'all not ready for me.
Yes, we did.
Y'all not ready for me.
Yes, we did prosper.
Y'all not ready for me. He didn't, there was no GoFundMe page. It was a let's go, start the fun. You know, let's go celebrate the life of our loved one. Got it? Back to the Bible. We never left the Bible. Y'all know that, right? We never left the Bible. We talk about mourning. Okay. So verse number 42, and that's why I want to make sure we went back here for. Verse 42 says, and these words Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called for Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, listen, behold, your brother Esau as touching you, he comforts himself in killing you. Verse 43, now therefore, my son, obey my voice, arise, flee, go to Laban, my brother, over in Haran. He's not going to kill you until your father's gone. We know your dad's still strong. He's going to be around for a while. So go establish your life over there. Live over there. Verse 44, tarry with him for a few days until your brother's furies turned away. Until your brother's anger turns away from you and he forget that which he has done, that which you have done to him in his mind, then I'll send for you and I'll fetch you from there. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? Y'all know what she was saying? Anybody know what she was saying in verse 45? Until your brother's anger, say your name so I can hear you. Until your brother's anger turn away from you and he forget that which you have done to him, then I will send for you. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day?
Danielle.
Okay, Danielle, go.
She didn't want to lose both of her sons. One by killing by Esau killing Jacob, and then Esau leaving the household. She didn't want to lose both.
Okay, let's look at it a little bit deeper. I feel where you're going. So he won't kill Jacob until dad is dead, right? So that would be the funeral of the father. And as soon as the funeral of the father is over or the death of the father happens, Esau would kill Jacob, right?
What?
So when she says this to him, now listen, my son, look at verse 42. The words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob, her son. Behold, your brother Esau, as it relates to killing you, he comforts himself with that thought. What does that mean? The days of mourning are at hand. Verse 41, Esau says to himself, he says, then I will slay my brother Jacob once dad is dead, right? 43, now therefore, my son, obey my voice, arise, flee you to Laban's, my brother's house. Verse 44, tarry with him a few days until your brother's fury turns away, until your brother's anger goes away, and he forgets what you've done. Then I'll send for you. Why should I be deprived of both of you in one day? Talk to me, everybody. Thank you, Danielle. Good point. Good question. Good raise. And I want to see where else we are on this. Anybody else? What you got? Nobody?
See, Marie.
See, Marie, go.
If Esau kills Jacob, Jacob would have to be stoned for murder.
Say it again.
If Esau kills Jacob, Jacob would have to then be stoned for murder.
Technically, that's the truth. Now, no, because they're not there yet. This isn't Torah. Torah's not in the place here. Moshe's not alive here. The Torah is not here yet. So that I get where you're going, but that's not quite it. Can you see that, C. Marie?
Understood.
Good. Did everybody else see why we had to do it that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Torah is not in place yet, right?
Correct.
Now, what she said is in the Torah, right? But Torah is not here yet, right? Moshe's not even born yet, right? Okay, so come on, y'all. See how I'm getting? Have y'all see how we don't think about these things while we're reading the Bible? We just glance right through them like we get it all. This is why we do Bible book club this way. Who was that last name I just heard?
Mary.
Hi, Mary. Go, beloved.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a shot, but Rebecca had already devised a plan to trick their father so that Jacob could get the blessing versus Esau. So in doing that, she already knew in her heart he would have to go away probably. But then she didn't anticipate that Esau would put in his heart that he would kill him. So it's both of them would be gone from her because Esau's going to have to, Jacob is going to have to leave because she already devised the plan. It's a selfish plan because if you read down at the end of that, she said, how should I be deprived? Jacob did not come up with this plan. His mama came up with this plan. And she didn't realize in coming up with this plan that it would make Esau want to kill Jacob. I'm just taking a shot.
No, you took your shot. You shot your shot. I ain't mad at you for shooting your shot. I just wish you was here last week when we broke all of this down because she didn't really trick Laban. Her dad, her husband. She actually, no, Mary, you're talking real good stuff. She actually was the best helpmeet on the planet, because Itzhak did not do his job.
I got you.
Itzhak was about to mess up. If Rebecca did not do what she did, the blessing would have been put on Esau, which was not Yahweh's prophecy or plan. So though within Christendom, you and me were always taught Yaakov was a thief, Rebecca was a gold digger, and as we discussed for the last 2 weeks, that's not the case. She didn't trick him. She actually helpmeeted him, because he was about to put the blessing. And I'll tell you why in the next chapter. We know Itzhak realizes that she did him a solid, okay? Because if she lied and tricked Itzhak the way we think, Yahweh would not let this blessing and this whole life continue. Not in this way. Jacob would not be Israel. The problem was, the first lie started when Itzhak named Israel Jacob, because he lived by what he saw happen from the womb, named his child based on that action, and never checked with Yahweh. But if you remember, and Mary, I'm glad you brought this up for us to remember and refresh ourselves with this. If you remember, when Rebecca was having this child, two chapters over, she asked Yahweh, if you have answered our prayer, me and Itzhak's prayer, and we are having these babies, why does it feel like I'm dying and going through so much with them? Jacob, rather, was in her womb. Itzhak was not there, but her and Elohim in the middle of the night, and Elohim says to her, dear heart, there's two nations in your womb. And let me just give you the heads up. The way I've planned it, the older son will serve the younger son, because I know what's going to happen. He's going to come out. The blessing is supposed to be for Israel. It's going to be, now he doesn't get the name, but when Jacob comes out the womb, Itzhak sees him holding the heel of his brother, and he calls him a heel grabber. He calls him Jacob, and he doesn't call him Israel. He never asks Yahweh what to name the boy. He just names the boy based on what he sees. So the real first lie that took place was on Itzhak. So Rebecca, knowing the plan of Elohim, when this moment of truth comes, she helps Itzhak do the plan of Elohim. To me, she's the greatest helpmeet on the planet. And people will fight with that. No, Linda, it's not like Abel and Cain. They completely different scenarios. So when now our dear Rebecca makes this statement in chapter 27, verse number 44, she says, my son, look at the passage, everybody, verse 44. She says, my son, obey my voice, arise, flee, and go to Laban's house, my brother's house. Tarry there for a few days until your brother's anger goes away and he forgets what he's done. I will send for you later. Why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? So let me just drop this like it's hot. Anybody want to take another stab at this? Great shot you shot, Mary. I appreciate that. You helped us to refresh and remind ourselves of the truth of this story. Anybody else want to take a shot at this? You got to talk to, who is that? I can't hear you. Who is it? All right. I didn't hear you, so I got to keep moving. If you want to speak, say something. Say your name. All right. So let's look at this passage so we can look at this rightly. Verse number 44. Here is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say what I'm seeing her saying here. She says, listen, verse 46. Verse 45, until your brother's anger be turned away and he forget what you've done to him, I'll send for you and I'll fetch you from where you are. Why should I be deprived also of both of you in one day? Now, see, Marie came close. She was like, he would have to be stoned if he killed his brother. Esau would have to be stoned if he killed Jacob. Can't say that. Torah was not in effect. Now, here's what I do think. Now, this is where y'all mothers, y'all who go hard for your children, here is where it comes from. And I'll say this at risk of being eisegetical. How about that? How about I share that with y'all the way it should be? I'll share this with you at the risk of being eisegetical. Okay, watch this closely. She says, why should I be deprived also of you both in one day? The man Esau says, once daddy's dead, I'm going to kill Jacob. All right, so son, you got to get out of town. I thought then that's what she meant. Okay, I don't want to lose one. I'm going to lose my husband. We already know that. We're mourning him. Why should I be deprived of Yitzhak and Jacob? Once Esau finds out dad's dead, he gonna kill you. Why should I be deprived of both of you? Right? And that's a real thing. However, I don't think that's what she was really saying. Now, I could be subjective here, but I want y'all to think about it. We just talking. I'm not telling y'all this is the God's honest truth, but I want to give you a perspective. I don't think she was saying once daddy dies and Esau finds out Esau's going to kill Jacob, I'm going to lose daddy, I'm going to lose my husband, and I'm going to lose my son. Because I know Esau's a hunter, he'll get you. I don't think that's what she meant. I think she's prepared in her heart for daddy to die. The whole situation circulates around daddy dying, right? But here's what I really believe she's trying to tell Jacob. I want you to go down to Laban and let me get Esau to cool out, right? Let me make sure Esau is chilled. He ain't tripping. And once he's calmed down, I'll send for you not long from now. Because here's the catch. She's actually really expecting this just to be a few days of anger for her son. She didn't realize this was going to be decades. And by the time Jacob comes back out of Laban's area, she's even dead. Do y'all get that? She's dead and Yitzhak's dead by the time Jacob comes 26 years later out of Laban's area. Now, watch. This is deep. I believe, and I'm saying this subjectively, I believe what she was telling Jacob was, bruh, son, I need you to leave. The right thing was done, but I need you to leave because this boy can't see nothing beyond his anger that you got the better blessing and he feels you stole it from him. You and I know the real deal. However, his anger, you know how he is. Listen, go up to my brothers, live up there for a few. Let me get him calm and cool. Because if he kills you, I'm going to kill him. Why should I be deprived of both of y'all in the same day? All right. Let me get back to the passage of the writ. Anybody got a comment?
This is Mary.
Go, Mary.
Yeah, I guess I could go with that one. I mean, at first I had to read it again because I was like flowing with you. And I said, okay, why should I be deprived of you both? I was thinking her husband dying and then Esau killing Jacob. And then she stuck with Esau. But then you don't put this twist on it. Jesus, that she would have to turn around and kill her other son because he killed Jacob.
How much pain is a mother going to be in if a child predeceases her?
I don't think she could even see that far. That's why she said.
That's why she like, I will hurt this. Why. And I think she would have done the same if Jacob tried to kill Esau.
Yeah, because she loves her sons.
She loves her sons, right? But then to know you did this out of your own mind thinking that you were wronged, when you sold your birthright twice. It didn't belong to you anyway. And now you just so selfish, all you can think about is what took place. So when she says in Genesis, Bereishit 27, verse 44, she said, verse 43, son, obey my voice, arise, flee, go to Laban's house, my brother in Haran, and I want you to tarry there, wait there. Did they say tarry? Did they say go pray in tongues? Was that tarrying? Anybody? Verse 44. Second word. Did she say go hikamashaya shanda kodabashaya? She didn't say none of that.
No.
She said go tarry, right? The word tarry means to wait. Go wait up there with my brother in his land for a few days until your brother's fury, his anger, turns away. Until your brother's anger turns away from you and he forget that which you have done to him. Then I'll send for you, son, and I'll fetch you from there. Why should I be deprived of also of you both in one day? So when she says one day, that's what makes me think, Mary, it's not the day. The second person that she won't be concerned about the second person she'd be concerned about would not be her husband, because he has to die first. They bury him, mourn him, and then Esau gonna kill Jacob. So that's not the same day. What she is saying to him is straight mama bear. If he kill you over this right here, I know I'm gonna kill him. So I shouldn't be deprived of both of y'all to say that. All right, y'all can get me for one of the few times in life where I'm being eisegetical, I'm being subjective, but I really believe she was telling her baby, her son, if he kill you, I'm gonna kill him. I don't wanna have to deal with that. So you go way over there to my brother Laban's house and stay there until I call for you. Anybody else with a real quick thought about that? Thanks, Mary. Okay. All right, let's move on. Nobody want to talk to me. All right. So chapter 27, verse number 46 says, and Rebekah said to Itzhak, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. Now, if Jacob was in such a bad state with Itzhak, Rebekah and Itzhak would not be having this conversation. She says, if Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these, which are the daughters of this land, man, what good shall my life do me? Why she didn't say Esau? She said Jacob, because Jacob got the birthright. Jacob will be the head of the family. He will be the beneficiary of the prophecy from Abraham to Itzhak. It will land on Jacob. Verse 28, chapter 28, verse 1. Itzhak, based on that conversation, calls Jacob. Look at the passage, y'all. Bereishit 28:1. Itzhak calls Jacob and baruchs him and charged him and said unto him, you will not take a wife of the daughters of the Canaans. Did it say that Jacob was blessed by Itzhak again?
Yes.
Yes.
So if Jacob was such a bad thieving person, why you think Itzhak would bless him? If he already stole the main blessing, why would he throw another blessing on him and then direct his life if he's been blatantly disobedient to his father? See how we become judgmental in Christendom? Not knowing and seeing the whole story. So verse 1 of Genesis 28 is directly connected to Genesis chapter 27. Something I try to tell all of you when you're reading, and those of you coming through KYC, you're going to learn this even the more. Listen, the Bible that you presently read today is broken up by book, which is really a letter. And then those books, letters, are broken down into chapters. Those chapters are then broken down into verses. And this is a referencing system for students and scholars. However, the chapters don't mean that the storyline ends there. And like we write our books today, our novels, Harlequin romance and all that stuff, we say, well, chapter one's over. Okay, new set, screenwrite hits chapter 2. Now we pick up here. No, these are writings that are running together. They may have chronological leaps, but at the end of the day, they are also letters, and they don't just stop at the chapter. Your thousands of years later, translators did. When we put this referencing system of numbers into the Bible of letters, we gave you the impression, or the translators and scholars gave the readers of the faith the impression that this stopped here and something new happened. So if you look at chapter 27, verse number 46, you can clearly see this conversation bleeds over into chapter 28. Look at what it says. I'm going to show it to you so you can read it with me. She says, and Rebekah said to Yitzhak, I'm weary of my life. At the end of that, she says, what good shall my life do for me if he takes a daughter from this place? The next thing that happens, verse 1, chapter 28, Yitzhak then called Yaakov. So these are not clear things where the chapter determines a new set of stuff. This is a conversation that bled over. The translator needed a place to stop it, to make a reference, and they cut it in the middle of that conversation. They cut it in the middle of that conversation. I'm saying that to y'all because you're going to see this more often in your Bible once you know it. So that means that you can't just pick up a chapter. Well, today I'm going to teach from chapter number 28, verse 1. You won't be able to teach chapter 28, verse 1. Unless you understand chapter 27, 46. Make sense? All right, let's keep pressing. So now in chapter 28, verse 1, Yitzhak, based on the conversation with his wife, Rebekah, calls Yaakov, and then he baruchs him. He then charges him. He tzatzals him. He gives him a constitution. He gives him an appointment. He gives him a charge. He gives him a command. He says unto him, you will not take a wife from the daughters of Canaan. Yaakov, arise and go to Padaram, to the house of Bethuel, to my mother's fathers, to your mother's father, and take you a wife from there, from the daughters of Laban, to your mother's brother, from your mother's brother. Okay, let's follow this up. Y'all remember this storyline? Listen closely. So who told Yaakov to go to Laban's house first?
Rebecca.
Who's that? Who said that?
This is Danielle. Rebecca.
Danielle, thank you. It was Rebecca, right? So if Rebecca is telling that to Yaakov in private, how did Yitzhak come up and reinforce that? Come on, y'all, we live. Okay, nobody want to talk about it? That's because once Rebecca has given Yaakov this instruction, as she would usually do, she shared this information with Yitzhak. Now, Yitzhak is like, babe, you're right. I don't know what I was thinking. Cool. Yaakov, come here, man. You can't get married with these women over here. These thoughts over here, you can't have them. You can't be with them. You got the blessing of life on your life. Listen, I want you to do what your mom said. Go to your mom's brother's house, as she told you to do already. Y'all getting this now?
Mm-hmm.
All this acting like she did some stuff in covert activity. No, Rebecca never disobeyed her husband. She never tricked her husband for purposes of personal gain. She did what she did to reset order that Yitzhak was about to mess up. She did the epitomizing of a helpmeet. She helped Yitzhak meet the purpose of Elohim in his life. And if she doesn't do this, Yitzhak's about to make a horrible decision and bless Esau, who is the most disobedient bad boy of the Bible. So much so that Yahweh says clearly he hates Esau. This is what Yahweh said. So if Yahweh hates Esau and then doesn't kill Jacob or Rebekah for doing what they did to keep the prophecy Yahweh gave Rebekah alive, what are we talking about? She was gold digging. Whatever Yitzhak has is Rebekah's. What Jacob had on him, he did not even inherit. Let me break it down for you. Can I break it down? Can I break it down for you?
Yes.
Do not say that Rebekah and Jacob was gold digging. Pay attention. Don't get lost in the sauce. Do not say that Rebekah and Jacob were gold digging against Yitzhak and they stole from Esau. Y'all know who inherited what Yitzhak had? Oops. I know it hit you. I'm just going to wait for y'all to say, oops. I'm just waiting somebody to say, oops, didn't think about it. Was Jacob there when Yitzhak died? Nope. So who got Yitzhak's wealth of Abraham? Y'all not going to talk to me. Why y'all not going to talk to me? Who got, all right.
Veronica.
I need just one person to volley with me on this for a few minutes. Was Abraham very wealthy?
Yes.
Come on, y'all got to talk quicker. We on live TV. All right, so
Yes.
was Abraham wealthy?
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was. Did he pass his blessings on to his son Yitzhak?
Yes, he did.
Did Abraham pass an empire to Yitzhak?
Yes.
Yes, he did. Everybody else agree with that?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now pay attention. If Rebekah was playing gold digger and Yitzhak is her husband, everything Yitzhak has is hers. The theory goes out the door right there, but let's go deeper. So once Yitzhak dies, is Jacob there or is he with Laban?
He's with
He's
Laban.
with Laban.
Wasn't he broke, busted, and disgusted?
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't he get tricked into marrying 4 different wives?
Yes. Yes.
Didn't he have to work for food and board?
Yes.
Was this joker broke? Yes. But he had the blessing on him. So when his moms and pops dies, we pick up the story a few chapters from now where we are. You're going to see if Rebekah and Jacob were playing gold digging on Yitzhak, who got Yitzhak's inheritance once Yitzhak died?
Esau.
Esau. Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
Never noticed it.
Oops. Upside the head. That wasn't amazing to y'all. I thought that was pretty amazing, actually.
Veronica.
So if Yitzhak doesn't have Jacob with him, the only thing Jacob got from Yitzhak was a bag of victuals to travel to Laban and the blessing of the birthright on him. Watch this deeper, y'all. Once 26 years later, Jacob is leaving Laban and he has made his own wealth. He's got to come back this way, knowing in his mind his brothers promised to kill him once his father's dead. So if he is now thinking Esau is going to kill him, his father is clearly dead. He's going back with his 12 sons and 11 sons, 1 daughter. 12 sons and 1 daughter. And he's heading back now with his 4 wives and his host of workers and his host of herds and his host of cattle. And he splits it up into 4 different groups. And guess what Jacob does? He tells the 4 different groups, whatever you have when you get there, except the souls of your lives, give it to Esau. Tell him it's a gift from me. Maybe he'll let you pass. Do y'all realize that Jacob gave up everything he worked the last 6 years for in Laban's house to his brother? Gave it to him. Again, broke, busted, disgusted, and got major baby mama drama. He got support issues we can't even imagine. Y'all gonna laugh at some of this stuff because y'all blown away because y'all didn't think it was this funny.
That's extremely funny.
So Veronica, talk to me.
Actually, you just said it because before you got to that, after we determined that Esau actually inherited everything when Isaac passed away, I was thinking ahead. I'm like, well, dang, when Jacob did come back, he gave him everything he had then.
He gave him everything. So who inherited Abraham's physical blessings amassed in a group, tangible? Who inherited it once Isaac died? Come on, y'all. Esau.
Yeah.
I ain't calling her a gold digger because she wasn't working with. Anyway, the point is, do you see how simply and easily we can mess up that story?
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Esau got all the wealth that Abraham had stored up. Isaac turned it over into more money. And who got it? It wasn't Jacob. Do y'all understand the blessing of the birthright and what that looks like? Jacob did not get a dime of the inheritance after Isaac died.
Wow.
Esau got it all. Thank you, Minister Walker. I needed to hear that, Apostle. Thank you.
That's good.
Anybody know why she went? Anybody? Nobody? Y'all good with that?
Oh, no, we get it. We with you.
Okay. It's awfully quiet. Okay, I got 2 wows on Facebook. YouTube, y'all okay out there? Oh, we don't listen. We done lost all our viewership on YouTube. Ain't nobody. Did YouTube go down or something? We got 9 people viewing. That's odd. But there's the point. No one ever taught us that. Everyone walking around here talking about Rebecca was a liar and a thief and cheating on her husband for money. Woman never, ever disobeyed her husband. She did nothing but help him. Always. And when it came time for her to deal with the actual rambunctiousness of her son who came out the womb first, not by prophecy, not by will, but it did happen. She did the corrective measures based on what Yahweh told her. And then, as you see here in chapter 1, Genesis 28:1, Isaac called Jacob, blessed him. Well, why would he bless him? Because finally he listened to his wife. And she like, babe, this is what was supposed to happen, yada, yada, yada. Clearly, Isaac understood later what Rebecca had done. Does it sound like he got a problem with it?
Nope.
Nope, not at all.
He then blesses Jacob and says, you right, Esau be tripping. That boy cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I promise you he is. You right, baby. Get him up to Laban. He'll be far enough away. He won't even go there for hunting, you know. So get Jacob out of here. Get him up there. And yeah, don't let him marry none of these Canaanite women out here. So verse number 1, look at what he says. I'm going to read this. We got to get through. We might get back to verse 10 today. Verse 28:1 says, Yitzhak called Jacob, blessed him, charged him. Verse 2, he says, arise, Jacob, get up, son, go to Padam Haram, to the house of Bethuel, your mother's father, Laban, house, and take you Bethuel, Bethuel, your mother's father, and take you a wife from up there. Don't take a wife from these daughters down here, but go get a daughter from Laban, your mother's brother. Marry there. Don't marry down here. Verse 3, Elohim, El Shaddai bless you. Notice he doesn't say El Elyon bless you. Ooh, y'all gonna learn today. He says El Shaddai bless you. The multi-breasted one. Woo, my goodness. He doesn't say the most high. He says the almighty, the multi-blessed, the El Shaddai, the provider of all things. May Yahweh El Shaddai bless you and make you fruitful and multiply you. Why is he blessing him if the boy stole everything from him? If he stole such a dynamic gift from him, why would he be blessing him? Don't sound right to me. I'm just messing with y'all about how Christendom got y'all thinking. Look at what he says here. That you may be a multitude of people and give you the blessing of Abraham. Wait a minute. And I want Yahweh to give you the blessing that was on Abraham and to your seed with you. They didn't get the money that Abraham won in that battle of Kedlamar. They didn't get the money that Abraham got from Abimelech and Elimelech 2 and Abimelech 1. He didn't get the money from everything that Abraham had done and took when he left out the land of Ur. He didn't get all that. He didn't get Chaldea. He didn't get all that. No, he didn't get that. Esau got that. But what he got was far greater. He got the ability to make that type of thing happen. Now, can I help bless some of y'all's brain? When he puts the blessing of El Shaddai on Jacob, that is known as the inheritance and the heritage of Jacob. So when Yahweh says to you and I, Isaiah chapter number, watch this, Isaiah chapter 58, watch this. Y'all should be now catching up while I keep trying to put this in your face because I want y'all to learn it. This is what happens when you comply with the feast. This is what happens when you comply with Shabbat. This is what happens when you do this. Look at this blessing. Isaiah 58, verse 13. If you turn away your foot from the Sabbath, from doing your own pleasure on my holy day, call the Sabbath a delight, the holy of Yahweh, call it honorable. Thou shalt honor him, not doing your own pleasure, nor finding your own pleasure, nor speaking your own words. He says, then you will delight yourself in Yahweh. Yahweh says, I will cause you to ride upon the high places of the earth, and I will feed you with the heritage of Jacob, your father. For the mouth of Yahweh Sabaoth has spoken it. Well, wait a minute. Jacob didn't get any of the tangible things that were left when Yitzhak died. But here's what he got. Verse 3. El Shaddai bless you, make you fruitful, multiply you, that you may be a multitude of people, and give you the blessing that was put on Abraham. Yitzhak was the end of the material part of that blessing to that point. And everything that had been gathered to that point would not go with Jacob. But the birthright does. That was his heritage. Esau got the results of what Abraham and Yitzhak tangibly produced. Jacob got the source that tangibility is drawn from.
Yeah.
All right. We never made it back down to verse 10. but I'm going to try. Verse 4 says, look at verse 4. Bereishit chapter number 26. Look at verse 4. And give you the blessing that was on Abraham, and give it and put it on your seed. Now y'all wonder why the Jewish people and our Jewish brothers in this world are so prosperous. This blessing is on their life. Look at the prayer. Verse 4, verse 3. May El Shaddai bless you, Jacob, make you fruitful, Jacob, make you multiply, Jacob, and make you a multitude of people. Jacob, can y'all say Israel?
Israel.
Okay. And give you the blessings that were produced out of Abraham. And those same blessings, not just on you, but put them on your seed. That you may inherit, here's his inheritance, the land wherever you go as a stranger, which Yahweh your Elohim gave to Abraham. And watch this. Verse 5, Yitzhak sent Jacob away. End of discussion. He left the land that he was tangibly blessed in to go to a land he was depressed in. Then when he left, Yahweh provided for him to leave the land. Then when he came back to the land he was promised, Canaan, he now gives away what he earned, what he made happen to his brother who already got his dad's wealth. Y'all stop saying that she gold dug. Jacob got nothing that Yitzhak had tangibly had. He got the blessing of the birthright, and it is more than enough. All right, I'm going to leave y'all be because I don't hear no action. I got nobody listening. I don't know what to say here.
We're speechless.
We're going to come back to this, y'all. We're going to come back. We'll pick up at verse number 10. I won't go back into 47 next week, 37 next, 27 next week. We'll come back right here, pick up at this place. I want y'all to do me a favor. Would y'all read ahead to verse chapter 29 before we come back next week? Would y'all read ahead to chapter 29 before we come back next week? Please. Yes. Everybody read up to chapter 29, read into chapter 29 as far as you can go. I don't care if you read up to chapter 30, because this next chapter, we're going to need all of next week to talk about it. Okay. All right. Don't forget, those of you who have been signing up for the Proceeding Word, or I should say the KYC coursing in class, listen, it's on us. KYC is about to happen. It'll be popping off on this coming Tuesday. You need to make sure you got your information in to both Elder Page, or I should say Dr. Stewart. Y'all need to do that. Get that done quickly. Make it happen so that she can get with you guys. Contact her at staff.kyc@gmail.com. She will work with you on the situation that you have to get you in that course and get you ready to go. She'll send you all the information for where the class will be, what your visual needs will be, what your Wi-Fi needs to be, and what time you need to be there every single solitary Tuesday. It will be at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go now, get registered. I'm extending this up until tonight. Make sure you get there so you can get registered, and we'll make sure you're confirmed no later than Sunday about what time on Tuesday you need to be where you need to be. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I hope that this has been a blessing. Did y'all learn something today? I know y'all say we ain't even read a whole bunch. We read the same stuff last week, but did you learn? That's the question.
Yes, always.
Father, we thank you for the word, the time, the space, and place today. We ask you to be with, in, through, and toward us for your name's sake. We desire to keep learning your word better so that the words we speak and the meditations of our heart might be acceptable in your sight, Yahweh. You are our strength. You are our Redeemer and our hope. We bless, exalt, and extol you both now and forevermore. To you be glory, honor, dominion, might, and power both now and forever. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, we all say and we all pray. Amen.
Truth, this is the place for you. Don't need to complicate it. It's best to keep it basic. Open the book, the word itself approved. He's Alpha and Omega, the answer since the early ages. What you should do is learn about the greatest. Just so you know, our door is always open. Let's study together instead of debating. Share our differences, let love heal all that's broken. If you need truth, this is the place for you. Don't need to complicate it, it's best to keep it basic. Open the book, the word itself approved. He's Alpha and Omega, the answer since the early ages. What you should do is learn about the greatest. Just so you know, our door is always open. Let's study together instead of debating. Share our differences, let love heal all that's broken.